Good morning, everybody. What is up? This is your girl, Martha D. Staub, owner of MDMC Entertainment, and welcome to season 2 of Business Building and Beyond. I'm so excited that we are here, season 2. I cannot believe this even made it past season 1. Season 2, here we are. I'm very excited to be here. Looking back at season 1, it was really rough. I think anytime anyone gets into something like this and you want to kind of display your knowledge and show your worth and tell the world how great you are, you have to be your own cheerleader. And, there are some things in season 1 that happened that I'd never addressed. And I think I should address them now. Get your tea ready, get your coffee, whatever it is, and just come up near me and let's have a quick little chat real quick. I'm going to make this super quick before we go on any further. I do have a meeting here in about 25 minutes, so this is going to be a quick show. Season 1. This started out as an idea. At the time, I was working with someone in the Albuquerque area, and I had this person on the show for about 10 episodes. And about 10 episodes in, actually not even 10 episodes in, very, very early on, I noticed, because I'm a marketer, I have a very keen eye on things, and I realized that just something wasn't working. And I knew this early on, and I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to hurt anyone's feelings. I didn't want to, cause any trouble, because I was really fortunate anyone was helping me. And I started to get complaints from people that watch this show. I didn't know I had, even that early on, I didn't know I had a base for anyone to message me and be like, hey, I don't know how to really tell you this, but, and I'm like, oh God. And I'm like, okay. And so I would try to make those little changes. I'm like, let's see if we can make everyone happy. Let's see if we can keep one person on. If we can keep the audience happy. And it just, being on a video and being in front of people and telling people how amazing you are. And there's a skill that comes to it. There's a look that has to come to it. To be a face of a corporation is hard. And people are either great at it or they're not. And I feel like, I've had enough experience in this world to know that I can get in front of a group of people and just start talking. A little backstory on me: I was a performer. I was a ballet dancer from age 5 to 17. So I've been in front of people, and I've known people, and I've done crazy things on a stage in dance form, and I've been great at public speaking. I was a legislative assistant at the state capitol. I've been in any high profile situation, and so I'm already used to this. But some people aren't, and eventually I had to make a decision. After one of the episodes, I was like, we have to pull you back. And I decided to allocate this person to another division, but that just didn't end up happening at all. And that person no longer is part of the MDMC family. So it just sucks. It sucks when you really have a rhythm going and you really want to get things going. But at the same time, there's also that integrity that you have to withhold and be like, look, this isn't working. And let's see if we can fix it. And there were many times we tried to fix it and it just wouldn't work. So, season 1 was very bumpy for me. Halfway through, having to change the format was hard. But I hope that people still got what they needed out of it, and hopefully they got the information they needed out of it regardless of the change. And I never addressed the change halfway through. I was just like, we'll just ignore it for a minute. And then people that I know personally started asking me, what happened. And I actually had a really good talk with David from the Wrestling Guy store, because he actually has his own podcast, and he's like, yo, I went through the same thing. I had people didn't like my co-host. I had to get rid of my co-host, and you have to listen to the people because the people are the ones that are consuming your content. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty much it. So I had to, make a decision, and, it is what it is. So that's why season 1 was bumpy. Season 2, obviously it'll just be me. I can't rely on another person to sit with me every Thursday, which I know today's a Friday, but I'll get to that in a minute. But I can't rely on someone else to sit here with me with the knowledge that I have to agree with everything I have to say. So, you'll see more of me, just me, on here. But I will also be having guests. And just like we did last season, we met with some amazing entrepreneurs and actors and entertainers. And we're going to keep that going, because I think listening to those stories and having those people on here is super important. And I also want to give a shout out to my New York team. Big shout out to Lewis and Eddie out at MDMC East. Oh, speaking of Eddie, hey, hi. There's just a very stark difference between mentality when it comes to bringing something to the table and actually executing it. And, Lewis and Eddie, especially Lewis, came to me and said, this is what we need to do. And I'm like, do it. And, even though I executed that same order to somebody else, Lewis ran with it, and Lewis created something super amazing that the development is a beloved. I don't know if you guys have watched any of the episodes of The Development, but it is a beloved series in New York. People love it. People are hitting Lewis up left and right to be interviewed, to be featured. Lewis has done an amazing job, and he's the partner. And that type of mentality, that type of work ethic is super important to make something succeed. Just now, I just listened to a bunch of voice memos that I didn't get back to him yet, but he did tell me, he says, we need to start telling people more what we do. And the problem is I don't. MDMC going into 2021, even going back to 2020, my objective was to take over the Southeast region. And there's only so much you can do when you say go and then nothing happens. Then it's like, either I need to do it or I need to find someone else that can do it, and help us break in that area. And it just didn't work. And so I've just flat out abandoned that idea of the Southwest Division. I know around this time last year, that was the plan, but now it's not. So the Southwest, I'll come back for you later. You guys are just chilling. Nothing's going to happen from here to there. But MDMC has gotten a lot of business through referrals. And a lot of people that have worked with me personally know my work ethic. They have touted it to other people, and up to the point where we got quite a bit of business right before the new year, that I was, signing agreements, signing NDAs with other people. Like, this is huge for us. And so I don't spend the time to tell you what I do, which is all digital marketing, social media, LinkedIn engagement, LinkedIn lead gen, email marketing, websites. I do all of that for other people. And so we've been busy. So I have not had time to promote that we do this. We do this show. This show will now be moved to twice a month. Lewis and I had to scale back a little bit. We were doing a show every week. And towards the end of the year, I was tired. I was like, I cannot keep the schedule up. So we're actually going to do, business building, and then Lewis with the development, and then business building, then Lewis. So every other week, you'll see one of us on here, just because it's got to keep the sanity. We have to, we have to keep the sanity and also keep the clients in mind. It's Friday, and I have a meeting here in a couple minutes, so it's busy. So I just want to thank the New York crew. Special shout out to the Facts of Life podcast, who has also helped us in various ways with our podcast, their knowledge on that stuff. So that helped us bring that forward. Also, if you have not watched the development on YouTube, you can watch it, you can listen to it on the go on Spotify, Anchor. I think it's there's a couple of other streaming sites that they're on right now. We're moving forward to try to get them back onto just like business building is right now on Pandora and iHeartRadio. So that's a really big deal. So thank you, Lewis. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you, Alex, for all of your help. You guys have really taken this to the next level, and I could not be happier with my team. So thank you for working. Thank you for really just taking the initiative, one, to do what I need you to do, and two, to make something happen out of it. It's very rare, and I think when it comes to building teams, that's super important. And you just got to find people that are motivated. I think one of my biggest problems is, I had this conversation with our co-CEO Jared, who is not here today, but he's we're working on MDMC Authentics. That's his baby. That I happen to be talking about toys and autos and things like that. So you can check that out on this channel as well. But, there's only so much I can do to motivate people. I feel like I can really light a fire under your ass if you make me. I feel like I can definitely point out your weaknesses, and I can tell you how to improve on them and make you stronger, make you better. And, I had a hard time doing that with people, and I just kept pushing and pushing and pushing and trying to motivate people to do what they needed to do. And there's only so much people are going to take, and there's only so much people are not going to listen to you, or they're not going to execute it. And it sucks. I feel like, I had a moment where I was like, does that say anything about me being a leader? And there's only so much I can do. I can give you the tools, I can invest the money, I can do everything I possibly can and pour this information into you. It's your decision to move. And as much as I tried, as much as I've done anything I possibly could, I could not get people to move. And I'm like, this is a lost cause. If I can't do this, then and you don't want to work and help, then there's really not much else you can do. And I think that's something that every entrepreneur, every business owner is going to go through at one point in their life. And you have to move. You can't sit idly by and hope that things are going to work out. That's just not the case. It never will be the case. And if it is the case, come over here and show me some notes, because I have never seen anything like that, where people become something out of nothing when they did nothing. So, but if you've done something and you've done nothing, or if you've accomplished something and done nothing, then I need you to hit me up in the DMs, because we need to chat. So yeah, let's get on to the topic for today. Again, super quick, but you're in a dead industry. Get the fuck out. Here's how to get out. I have seen, Lewis and I have been chatting. Lewis and I like to gossip. And we have been seeing businesses kind of just pop up and promote things that are outdated, that the market doesn't want, that it just, it's basically, oh God, how do I say this nicely? It's like getting and repurposing a gift, adding new wrapping paper to it, and giving it to the world like, here you go. This is what I got. Thanks, Eddie. Yes, we are chismosas. But it's one of those things that you just can't do that, because we know what that was originally wrapped in. We've seen where that's gone. We know there's not a market for it. So why are you doing it? And to me, like, I get it. I think people have, and you can tell these are basic intro to entrepreneurship 101, because they think repurposing this package and throwing it out to the world is going to get people to bite. And the problem is it's not. And the reason for that is because we've seen the market. People in this industry or in this industry or similar industries like this know that if you've paid attention to the market and you paid attention to what you've been doing, you know that the market's not going to bite. No matter what has happened, no matter what looks prior to that, it's just not going to work. And I'm sitting here like, why are you even trying? Like, we know this isn't going to work, but why don't you know it's going to work? And I get it. A lot of basic entrepreneurs that just get started, they think, ew, it didn't work for these people, I'm going to try it. And props to you for trying. But the thing is that most people, when they get into business, they're holding on to something that is very near and dear to them. And I've seen this countless times again and again. Because there is a sentimental value to what they're doing, they're not going to give it up. And I've seen this just recently and in the past, where people are really putting their time, their effort into something that just is dead. And you can tell by the social media numbers, you can tell by the engagement, you can tell by anything that's going through, you know, and you can tell me all day long, oh, there's business there. Yeah, I'm getting business here and there. But is it enough? Like a couple pennies in the bucket, is that enough to make you keep going on? I think when you start seeing that you have to pay more money to invest into this business and it's still not giving you the return, essentially you should be, when you invest in something, like let's say I invest, you know, $25,000 into advertising costs, into merch, into digital ads, and anything like that. $25,000. Okay. You guys need to know. So if I'm going to invest that much money, $25,000, to tell the world what I do for merch, for whatever it is I'm selling, maybe I'm buying autographs for MDMC Authentics, $25,000 times 5. That should be your return on investment. So I should be making back $125,000 from that $25,000 investment. That's just basic math. Times that by 5. Are you doing it? I don't think so. And I've seen people pour all their money into something and they're not even getting a fraction of that back. That to me tells me that 1, you are holding on to a dream. 2, you just don't know the market. You don't understand the market. Even though it's hitting your pocket personally, you don't understand how to make it succeed in that market. And 3, it's time for a change. So if you want to stay in this dead ass industry, sure, but you have to do something that will revolutionize what you're doing in this dead ass industry. You may probably need to add other elements that make it more modern. Maybe you need to do some more networking. There are things that you need to do to modernize it if it is worth you holding on to it. I think a lot of people get stuck and inundated in the old ways of doing things. And they think, well, this has worked in the past, this will still work. That's not the point. That's never going to happen. Again, you get stuck and complacent. You have to make sure that if you're going to do something that you're truly invested in it, that you kick it up a notch. And you have to look at your competition and see, hey, these people are doing the same thing I'm doing in this dead ass industry. How do I make mine better? A lot of people don't know how to do that. Most people end up folding. So the objective is to really look at the market, really study the market, really study how much you're spending and see how much is returning. Again, if it's not the amount of 5 times the amount you're putting in, then it's not worth it. You're losing money. And I think a lot of people don't want to come to the terms that you're going to lose money over something like this. So, you know, at the end of the day, you have to make that decision. A really good story I had was when I was in journalism. I was a journalist. I was a editor for the Roswell Daily Record back in Roswell, New Mexico. And the person that I replaced ended up moving to Texas to be a journalist. And, you know, journalism in the middle America probably pays about $30,000 if you're lucky. There was a girl that I knew. She's the one I replaced. She went off and went to work at another newspaper. And then that newspaper folded. Well, this was right around the time of 2011. The internet has become a very big place. You can do digital journalism, things like that. She refused to conform. She would just go to these small newspapers in around small cities and just work in those newspapers, which I never understood why that nomadic life existed. Journalists are really weird people if you get to meet any of them. But it got to a point where she ended up having to stop what she was doing because she got let go, the paper folded, and she ended up working at a grocery store and never went back to journalism. I don't understand how people stop with their passion. I don't get it. But she refused to conform, and she refused to go digitally, and she refused to do these types of things. And it's just like, if you refuse, you're going to get pummeled. You have to conform. You have to modernize. You have to stay with the times. You have to know your market. And I know so many people out there that don't know shit. And I'm watching, we're just sitting here watching, like, why are you even doing this? This makes no sense. But obviously, we're not here to crush your dreams. We're here to help you. And these people that we've been watching and other people that we've seen, we're not here to crush your dreams. We're here to help you, but we don't know if you want our help. So we haven't offered, but we're here. Just really, really take into consideration where you're throwing your money and where you want it to return, because at the end of the day, that's what's going to make you a winner versus a loser. And in 2021, we need more winners than anything. So I hope this year turns around for a lot of you. I hope this year is a successful one. MDMC is on its trajectory to hit a ton of goals this year, and I'm so excited and thrilled. We're working in industries I've always wanted to work in, and I'm just so fortunate and blessed that, you know, God has given me this amazing gift of just doing what I love. And just another quick story, you know, I was in New Mexico for about 3 weeks. I needed that break. It was the first time in a long time that I was not working. I think I probably cracked my laptop open 3 hours a week, each week while I was out there. So I cracked it up, you know, right before I go to bed. I'd open it up, do some quick things, and then go to bed. That is the most time I've ever taken off ever. And it was the most rejuvenating thing ever. So always know when to take a break. Even this morning, I overslept. I did not realize how tired I was. Between traveling and coming back and getting back into the grind, it's a very different feeling. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Again, I'm sorry this is a short one, but we had to make it short for business reasons. You can follow MDMC Entertainment on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn. We are also on streaming sites such as Anchor, Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio, and so many others. And you can also follow the development, Lewis and Eddie, on social media on IG, at its_official. Official is spelled wrong, don't come at him. And Eddie _NYC1, I believe is his IG. You can go back to a development video and look at that information there. And then you can also follow the Facts of Life podcast. They're a dear friend of ours that keeps helping us. I don't know why, but thank you. Their podcast is set to release new episodes for their season 2 this year as well. So I'm really excited to listen to what the three kings have to say. That's just a little tease. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I appreciate it. Welcome to season 2. It's going to be a great 2021. Have a good one. Bye.